We are live. This is the market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. Ethereum, Bitcoin, which one? I say Ethereum, and I say let's get it on a flash crash. What's a flash crash? I'll tell you. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live, and smash the like button. Okay, let's welcome who's on the stream here. Right, we're getting a lot better at this. Notifications, thumbnails, etc. Welcome Spin, who actually got a notification. Welcome. Richard Barry as awesome, right? As awesome. Awesome Richard Barry from Augusta, Georgia. Bull Runner, Chris. Don't panic. Bill will provide a roadmap. Hi, everyone. Amsterdam in the house. Ron, right? Mr. Finland is here. He's ready. James, Charlie S., welcome. Rugby Performance Labs, Rave Song Records, Caroline, Zoran, Tito, Willimeter, Captain Crypto, Richard from Saskatchewan, welcome. London, our friends from overseas in the house. East Tennessee, Kansas, D-Jack. Seeing new names in here. Welcome to the show. News, let's go. This guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, others made more than 300 illegal political donations. New indictment says. Wait, what? Politicians were on the take? Politicians were on the take? Yeah. So if it's illegal for SBF to give it, it's illegal for them to take it. Gary, what do you think is going to happen to these guys when they blow the doors open? All this want about stable coins, yes. Okay. You got to be out of stable coins and into crypto. It doesn't mean you have to be there right now. You want to get it on a nasty dip, not investment advice. But at the end of the day, crypto regulation won't be what everyone thinks it is once they find out how dirty all these politicians have been. Okay. It's nice to see this finally get to the top of the news. Finally. U.S. regulators warn banks to be on alert for crypto-related liquidity risk. Dated February 23rd, 2023. Hey, moron, that needs to be dated February 23rd, 2022. I mean, really. I mean, there's like obtuse, and then there's embarrassing. The primary job of government is to protect the people. These guys failed. Now, let's go to the whole slate of positive crypto news, which is good to reveal and not good because we want to, sort of fade the media a little. But crypto is coming back and this Web3 narrative's picking up, right? Retro-style Ethereum NFT Metaverse game raises $10 million. So VCs are back. This is good for the space. This is like the buy dip kind of news. It's not euphoric, so you don't want to necessarily fade it. But the world has discovered Web3, just as I think this AI trade may be finally petering out. We'll talk about that. If you're into Nvidia, right, semiconductor stock, don't go anywhere. Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz. ex-Goldman guy who formed the original crypto hedge fund, right? Like he was into crypto hedge funds when crypto hedge funds were a joke. Okay. Mike goes out and pays $44 million for an institutional cryptocurrency custody platform, right? He wants to make sure that, he completed his acquisition, which has developed its own patent cryptocurrency custody technology aimed at giving secure asset management for institutional users. Why would Mike pay $44 million for something that he didn't know people wanted? It's not that institutions don't want to own crypto. It's that they don't know what to do with it once they have it. Matter of fact, retail is they're in the same boat. It's like, okay, I buy crypto and then what do I do with it? It speaks to a positive future for crypto. Spotify testing Web3 wallet integrations. Just a question of time before everything, all your passwords, all the goodies that you can get from Spotify, music artists, Audius mooning today. Web3. Anybody remember Web3? I mean, this has been a broken record on this stream for 2 months. By the way, if I'm correct, yesterday was our 50th episode of the market update in the new era. So congratulations for anybody who's been here for all 50. And if you just got here, don't worry. You're not too early. You're not too late. You're right on time. Crypto analytics firm Messari cuts 15% of workforce as a part of a restructuring. Okay. They raised $35 million last year, right? In, top of the line valuations. I think a lot of people probably got money early 2022. And if you were really smart, you got money at the stratospheric valuations in 2021. This is just like 2019. As the market goes up, that's when the cost-cutting hammer drops in crypto. And I was in crypto at the time. I mean, Bitcoin went from 3 to 14. I'm like, yay, we're back in business. And they're like, nope, everybody left. There's like this delayed ripple effect. But I think as long as these layoffs, these consolidations and doom and gloom are happening in crypto as Web3 is rising, even though they're probably going to shake the tree a little bit, you're going to get a little seasick, as our thumbnail indicates. This is net bullish, even though it's sad for the people who are involved. SEC objects to Binance Voyager deal, alleging it's a sale of unregistered securities. I don't know. I just read the headline. I can't even comment on these guys. These guys are corrupt. Right? Everything is an unregistered security. And one day they're going to lose a legal case and it's going to be really embarrassing for them. I kind of hope it's XRP. I've never been more passionate about wanting XRP and Ripple to beat the SEC because they can just call anything they want an unregistered security. Coinbase launches a layer 2 blockchain to provide Onramp for Ethereum, Solana, and others. Right? Coinbase is a publicly traded company, and they're not going to sit around and watch everyone downgrade their stock. They're not. They're going to come out and they're going to play offense. And this is one of the ways they're playing offense because, frankly, like I said, I used MATIC to get in and out of an NFT, and it was mind-bogglingly difficult. Now, I know people like MATIC. I'm doing a show later today, which I will tell you about. There's a guy on that likes MATIC. That's cool. It's a TA-based show. But there has got to be a better way to do NFTs on a layer 2, all right, or avoid ETH gas fees, without you having to take a day off from work to figure it out. Okay, one quick zero hedge. Ugly tailing 7-year auction prints at highest yield on record. Okay. The yield of 4.062 was not just a whopping 55 basis points higher than the 3.5 yield from January, but it was also the highest on record since the 7-year maturity was reintroduced in early 2009. The 7-year was actually around before 2009. They got rid of it and brought it back. So let's talk about the 7-year. Let's do a bond market geek out for a second. When you have a tailing auction, when you hear this, that means nobody wanted the bonds. The government auctioned them, okay, and people put in like lowball bids, and tailing means the lowball bids got hit because nobody wanted the bonds. So you now have 7-year interest rates above 4%. Okay, this is bad. This is why crypto stopped going up. Sucks. This is why stocks suck, frankly. Okay, so this makes me want to be at least careful, right? Give me 24 to 36 hours to see if they really shake the tree. Because what this smells like to me is it smells like, you know, sit, wobble, flash crash, come back. So there'll be 2 down days, and the second down day will be one of these like 5% down and then 7% up in the same day. You'd see a lot of these things in bull markets. It just feels like they want to flash crash it lower, right? So I'm not net bearish, but where I'm looking to get the dip is lower than where we are now. It's also dangerous as a counterpoint to say, I want it to go down so I can buy. You know, knock on wood. It either doesn't go down or it goes way beyond where you thought it was going to go on the downside. Yikes, right? Okay. Let's see who else is here. Okay, Ashton is like, what's the 7-year indicative of? It's indicative that nobody wanted to buy U.S. bonds. Okay, Andre is like, can Bitcoin please go to 21,800 so I can go all in? Makes sense, right? It's the buy the dip mentality. The thing is, it'll be the dip to buy if it's so scary you don't want to buy it, or you'll feel like you don't want to buy it. Okay, DM Crypto, picking a fight with the SEC, LFG. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to have to pick a fight with the SEC. The Republican Congress is going to take these guys out to the woodshed. They're going to take these guys out to the woodshed. I swear. Okay, Ronnie says he thinks ETH is too expensive. Okay, I'm kind of hoping that Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, trying to get Hester Pierce's tweet from up earlier. Oh, here she is. No, not there. Okay. Philip says, good for Coinbase. Right. How's our favorite crypto stock Galaxy looking? We'll look at it in live TA. Crypto Lion is here. Teen Chi is here. Welcome. A Better Shot. Daydream. Jake. Spin. Welcome to the show. Jake says politicians are always on the take. Yeah, that may be true. Okay, Don't Ask Six is here from Oklahoma, and Swan Dog is in the house. Okay, let's go to PowerPoint. We're going to feature Wall Street war stories today. So if you like Wall Street war stories, hit the like button. If you don't like Wall Street war stories, make sure you leave a comment, because today we're kind of taking it to a new level. Right, we're going to mix Wall Street war stories in with some of the charts that, I don't know, are probably making the market nervous regarding legacy. So I hate it when legacy messes up a perfectly good crypto bull market, but it is what it is. Now, let's start with something positive. Ethereum versus Bitcoin, the mother of all diamond formations. This is a 2-year-old diamond. And whichever way ETH winds up breaking out of this thing, it's going to be absolutely epic. Like, diamonds are the biggest formations and the most powerful formations when there's a concise, distinct breakout. Now, I was worried that ETH versus BTC was going to break out on the downside. I was like, oh my God, they're pressing the bottom of this line. But as you can see by today's price action, Bitcoin is actually slumping and ETH is coming back. So if you zoom in here, you can see Williams Oscillator pointing towards a big move potentially. And there was a little false breakout here and they're popping back in. So there is a possibility that ETH could dramatically outperform Bitcoin. Now, how would that happen? Well, I don't know. You could have a stock Bitcoin blowout, right? You could also have both of them going down with ETH not going down as much as Bitcoin, kind of like today. Or you can have your flash crash, right? Your dip or your just slump. And then when this thing turns around and goes up, ETH massively outperforms as Bitcoin sits still. So I'm still a believer in ETH. I kind of sense this was a false breakout, but it's really kind of making me happy, right? This is making me happy because despite negative stuff, despite seasick price action, you know, I did something on the GLDN Twitter space and on my Twitter, okay, where, you know, I kind of concisely put how to behave when you're in a really choppy market. Defensive thinking and patience. Let's look at support and resistance levels on ETH. This is a 2-day chart. So 23% was at 1583. So the 23% retracement was 1583. ETH didn't seem to quite get there. Now I know they want to buy it and that's cool. That makes me a little nervous. I kind of wish they had gone down there and gone through it and then come back. I love that. But it is possible, people who are waiting for the dip, it is possible that, you know, oh yeah, here comes the dip, and it didn't go far enough. Bull markets have a way of putting you through pain. I'm still in favor of like waiting a day. One of these levels is going to give you great support. It's going to be like a really juicy buy, you know, if it isn't already. Now, stonks. We do need to talk about legacy. So 4,000 is a key point. This chart's all over Twitter, right? 4,000 is a key point. A couple trend lines come in there. You do not want to see stocks break down from here. Like stocks doing nothing. Wonderful, beautiful, perfect for crypto. Nvidia. Okay, so on AI, I have been saying for 2 months that if you're buying AI, okay, there was the initial moonshot, but then if you're trying to buy AI after the moonshot, you are buying it from somebody who is using you as exit liquidity because they bought it, you know, 3 months, 3 years ago, right? They bought it way back and they sat and waited for it to moon and they're selling it to you. Now, here's NVIDIA. So the logic here, stock market logic is AI is going to be everywhere. Skynet's going to take over. And now we need massive numbers of chips to do everything. So NVIDIA is a chip provider. And this is like wave 1 up, wave 2 down, wave 3 up here at 230. They had the slump recently. And then I guess either earnings came out or there was an announcement. And that's wave 5. Oh, by the way, there's a DeMark 13 top over here. So if this is the best performing thing in equities, this looks like a top. Hopefully it's not, but it does look like it's a top. So if the best thing going on in equities looks like a top, I'm like, yeah, right? Watch out for them to like flush out stocks. If they don't flush it out, great. Then we just go back to buying ETH. Okay, MicroStrategy. Okay, you got a 13 top. Last time we did a dance around this important DeMark moving average. It's kind of a wicked false breakdown. This time they were not able to rally it back. So it got broken, but you know, no real interested buyers. It doesn't look like it's going to go to zero, but it doesn't it makes me feel like, well, you know, what if I waited 6 business days? You're like, oh my God, 6 business days? You know, that's 4 market updates in a weekend. You know, that's forever. Okay. It may feel like it's forever, but sometimes you have to just wait. With this, I would wait. In other words, no one wanted it at 140, and at 290, people are like, oh my God, I got to buy the first dip. You don't have to buy the first dip. Okay, S&P, good news, bad news. Good news is bad news is every uptick's getting sold, right? So today was the DeMark 4, which is a nice way of saying, this would have been the day to put a short trade on if you believe this downtrend is going to continue. So you had a gap open. It opened up here, gapped up, and then they slammed it. 393 is support. I guess if that holds, we're good. Really, I'm not looking for drama in equities if I can avoid it. So hopefully support in equities holds, and we can just have a normal crypto indigestion period. Now, Solana, just switching back to crypto. So I redrew this as if Solana was going to go lower. I just said, all right, what's the line in the sand in Solana that in my mind has to hold? And the good news is it's a round even number at 20 and a level where Solana found support before. So as long as Solana is above 20, remember, Solana was the thing that turned the market when it was going up, right? Solana was the first thing out of the gate, along with QNT. So if Solana is okay, the market might be okay. If Solana is above 20, it's all right. Now, you're probably going to note that Solana is currently at 23 something, and 20 is, that's far away on a percentage return basis, which is why I'm wondering if there's just going to be a flash crash, right? Either there's no dip or the dip is so violent that everybody gets freaked out. This happens in bull markets all the time. Okay, yield curve, Michael Berry, the big short. This shows this labeling is wrong. So this is actually the 30-year bond. No, actually the labeling is right. Right. No, it's not. The 30-year bond minus the 2-year note yield. Sorry. It's the yield curve, right? Short-term rates are higher than long-term rates. Okay. And that causes a negative spread. Okay. So if the 30-year bond yield is 4% and the 2-year note is 5%, okay, you're going to have a yield of negative 1%, right? 4 minus 5. Short-term interest rates are higher than long-term interest rates. Every single time in history this has happened, you've had a recession, a problem, a calamity. You've had something happen. In crypto, obviously, we're done with that. We've had our calamity. Thank you very much. All right. Now, the question is there a calamity lurking in legacy that offers you a dip buying opportunity in crypto? Will that legacy calamity show up tomorrow or will it show up in March? I don't know. But this yield curve looks like it wants to make a new low. Wall Street war stories. So the extent that people like this, I put ChatGPT to work. We're going to talk about 2 of the problems that I was in. So remember when I told you about that 7-year auction that was a disaster and nobody wanted our bond market? Well, let's talk about a bond market blow-off. Just when you hear this, keep in mind that if you get a blow-up in legacy, unless it's catastrophic, right? This is the flush in crypto where you would want to grab it. So this is the story of Orange County. In 1995, Orange County faced a financial crisis due to poor investment decisions by their treasurer. Their treasurer invested in high-risk securities and borrowed heavily to finance investments, which were based on a bet that interest rates would remain low. So not only was he using borrowed money to buy bets that the interest rates would stay low, but these leveraged bets had embedded short put options in them. So as bonds fell, he got more and more short. So he got leverage, his leverage and his position got bigger as the bond market went down. When interest rates rose unexpectedly, the investment lost value. The county faced $1.7 billion. their bankruptcy filing in 1994, right, inhibited the county's ability to provide basic services, okay, and led to a number of changes in financial regulations. The moral of this story: there is a bad position out there somewhere in the legacy world, somewhere probably in the bond world. And the day you see what that is, that's the day when there's a huge hiccup in the market, probably a flash event in equities. And that is your buying opportunity in crypto, because that brings the Fed tightening cycle to an end. So it's sort of the ultimate example of bad is good. Bad is good. Bad is good in some ways, right? Now, of course, when you have Celsius followed by Voyager, followed by the whole crypto industry, followed by FTX, of course, yeah, that's 2008. But when you get what I would call these kind of like serious yet like one-off hiccups, that's the buying opportunity in crypto. Because I know you want to go now, and I kind of want to go now, because I was like, oh my God, I saw this thing come back late yesterday, and then I'm like, gee, was I too bearish or whatever? It starts messing with your head. It's like you're seasick. Don't get seasick, right? The market will give you an opportunity. And I told the Wall Street war story because I wanted to give you an example of something that, this was obviously a very big event. So if there is a big event in legacy, this is what it looks like. And that allows you an opportunity to grab crypto. Now, Wall Street war story number 2, long-term capital management. This is going to sound a little bit like FTX. I just wanted to give you an idea of what happens when you have kind of a chain reaction problem. Okay, this was one of the most significant financial crises of the 20th century. It led to a failure of a major hedge fund, which was a quant hedge fund, which at the time was deemed indestructible. There was an Asian currency crisis in 1997. Okay, now when it was, I think it was the collapse of the Thai baht, which is what drove this currency and drove insolvency or major credit crises in Asian government bonds. Okay, now long-term capital management suffered major losses there, but figured the second paragraph says LTCM continued to operate with the assumption that the market would eventually correct themselves. Uh-oh. Meaning everything was all right. Meanwhile, the black swan happens, and in 1998, Russia defaulted on its debt, and LTCM had Russian government bonds, and triggering a chain reaction. Okay, long-term capital management's counterparties, right? When you do business with somebody like this, when they blow up, you blow up. The Federal Reserve had to step in, working with 14 banks to inject $3.6 billion. So the Fed put the liquidity in, and the banks got to look at all of LTCM's quant models, including my former employer. The Federal Reserve also cut interest rates to ease market tension and prevent further contagion. The rescue of LTCM was controversial, as it was seen as bailing out a private hedge fund and rewarding risky behavior. How funny is that? Huh? That's 1998. Little did they know what they were going to do, right, 10 years later. The LTCM crisis highlighted the interconnectedness of financial markets, and it led to greater financial regulation and oversight, which, of course, worked very well 10 years later. And that is the market update. Okay, the net of that is you want to be ready. You want to be ready so that if there's a headline, a problem, okay, if any kind of issue like that, you're ready. You're ready. Okay, I'm moving to on-demand TA. Now, at the end of this stream, we're going to try something different. So if you're here at the top of the hour, we're going to automatically send you over to Debate Crypto for my friends Crypto Keep and Crusader, and I'm going to be on TA Thursday. I've been doing this show as a regular, so we've figured out how to basically turn their show, TA Thursday, which has other TA guys on there. So, stay with me and check them out. over there on Debate Crypto. So basically, I'm calling it Market Update Overtime. Overtime, so you can, see what these guys have to say and watch me in kind of a roundtable format versus the usual, 1 hour straight up monologue. So trying to give you guys alpha by having, let you see me in more than one setting. And most importantly, try to set an example of, like, I don't know, YouTubers cooperating with each other. In other words, crypto guys got to stick together. So I'm going to go out there and say, hey, if you want to step over and, I don't do all the talking over there, far from it. But, if you want to check it out, we will actually redirect you from where you are right now. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. So Huckleberry Native seemed to like the Wall Street war stories. Okay. Joe saying, check out Pond. Rinky Donk says, I'm here for the beer. I'm cool with that. Sam wants me to look at OP. Somebody promised a Miami real estate update if I did Hex. Appreciate that. Kenneth Phillip, Sam, right? JP Stanley. Ashton's liking it today, right? We have SNX. Somebody was giving me notorious love there. Appreciate that. Kenneth Phillips is right on time. Definitely appreciate that. Spin is here. SFG in the house. Welcome. Okay. Zoltan is like, BTC may never go to 21,800 again. All right. Well, that's a great point. One thing I told everybody way back when I got all bravado bullish at the bottom was like, the bear market's over. Crypto spring is here. But what I didn't say is you'll never see Bitcoin below 20K again. I never said that. Because, man, when you have spring, you can still have snow. I used to live in the Midwest. It can snow on Easter. It so can. So I'm talking flash crash, hoping it doesn't happen, just so you recognize that at least I've put that possibility out there so you can sort of adjust whatever bids you have below. Okay? In other words, there's a getting ready here that I want to get everybody in that mindset. Okay? Somebody's looking at 8 Rave Song Records is like, take profits now. All right, well, I can't give you investment advice, but let's just say I think you should have at least 30% in stable coins, just in case this thing falls out of bed. In other words, do not get greedy. Don't. And you know what? If I'm wrong and ETH is going to outperform Bitcoin and it's going to 3,000, then we got time to get in. So I'm not saying get off the bus. I'm saying, make sure you got extra bus fare in your pocket. Gary D and Crypto Plaid is here, right? He's saying, is something out there? I don't know, but I'm not willing to ignore that inverted yield curve with this market trading like this, right? I'm not. Now, stocks are doing okay as of now. Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's okay. It's okay. But I want to have bids down below. Okay, let's see if I can rapid fire some of the requests. Okay, Optimism, OP. Okay, so you got a really nice moonshot on this. $327 is possible. Let me just get the screen up here. Okay, so on Optimism, if 277 is support, that's the key support. Let's do it that way. On screen. Sorry about the technical difficulties, folks. I promise I am now going to bring up Optimism. Okay. 277 is support. Your focus is on support. Did it hold? Did it get there? That's the key. It's also key to preserve P&L. If you don't know what's going on, more of that on my Twitter. Zcash. Project I love. Before Gary Gensler went after everything. Okay, so here's how I'm looking at Zcash. Okay, I'm basically doing everything on 89-minute bars. Okay, Zcash has to take out $47.60. You see Zcash take that out, it's good. Okay, you do not want to see Zcash below 46.3. Okay, I want to like this. I like it when Zcash outperforms the market and then the market goes up. That's like the best case scenario. When Zcash outperforms the market and then the market turns over and fails, no good. Okay, Near Protocol was like massively cowboy bullish this thing at the top, and I got smoked, even though Near Protocol to me, again, if you just go to a daily chart and you look at this, I mean, you know, this Williams oscillator is right at 0. So something's going to happen here. Like this thing is really going to move. It's either going to move down, but it's so freaking destroyed. So freaking destroyed, this base. I'm like, you know, how do you get negative on something that's this destroyed? You know, but maybe we got that. That's why I'm saying it's like, wow, maybe we got that one day where they just, whoosh. Okay, BARC. Okay, so there was a big buyback. BARC, the water token, went up a lot. The fact that it didn't hold the prior high or is not really holding the prior high at 18 cents is unfortunately not encouraging. So I think you're going to need more consistency in terms of demand coming in before it can hold a moonshot of that magnitude. Now, if it gets back above 18 cents, it's awesome, right? But if it's not, this is sort of like a wait and see period. Personally, I think this is like a lot of other things where you're probably going to be able to buy it lower. You know, the 62% retracement was 20 cents. So if it held 20 cents, that would have been awesome. If it gets back above 20 cents, that's great. But in the meantime, it's just slumping here. Right? In other words, this is another situation where I think patience would actually help you. Okay, entry points, probably this high around 13 cents. And frankly, it may go back as deep as 11. Right? In other words, when these altcoins spike up like this, if they don't hold 62%, they do an unwind. And I think you're going to be able to buy this thing cheaper. That's my honest assessment, right? So, you know, BARC did react when, you know, we lost, you know, the U.S. lost 10% of its usable drinking water, and there was a feature on PBS. But, you know, obviously it's not holding the bid on a way down. It's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. So I own this. I work here, but the chart is the chart. Okay. Looking to buy this, you're probably going to get to buy it lower because this is along the lines of, you know, hey, you know, is this bid in ETH today real, right? Or are we have 6 more down days? I don't know. Just being honest. POND. Okay, so pond, you get the 9 top, you get the pause. Now, this will tell you in the next couple days, is there going to be more downside or was that the dip? Hey, that was the dip. You know, just because I'm not willing to get cowboy bullish here doesn't mean it may not be, you know, that was the dip. So, I mean, if you believe in this and if you want to go for it, you know, this prior high right here, this zone is holding 0.011. MINA. Okay, MINA is sitting on one of my DeMark Gann hybrid moving averages around 0.93. Okay. this does indicate that people want to buy the dip. I want to buy the dip too. The question is, do I want to buy the first dip, or do I want to wait 24 or 36 hours? I'm going to take some risk and I'm going to wait. Waiting is the worst. I would love to be like, okay, yeah, let's go. Why don't we just wait a day or two? Just see what happens. Because I'm telling you, and again, it's over here on my Twitter, right? Right. 10 things you know to trade the investment, to trade crypto in this environment. Sometimes consolidation phases can take the form of P&L destruction. If you happen to go over to debate crypto, you're going to get to meet some of the counter traders like Magic Internet Money. Market goes up, he sells. Market goes down, he buys. Right? Those guys are the ones who make the most money inside ranges. You're going, oh, FOMO, sell. Oh my God, it's going to zero. Buy. Okay, I'm more of a trend following guy, right? But I know once those guys start making good calls, you get out of the way. Because chop breeds more chop. Check out the Twitter thread. INJ. Okay, same thing. You got the 13 top, but this is still counting the other way. So if tomorrow's an update, maybe things change. I just don't want to buy today. Just not today. Not yet. Right. Now, MATIC, just want to throw this out there. So MATIC is doing something good in the sense that, you know, people are showing demand at the old high. So I'm not going to argue with this. Okay. You are going to have a serious problem with the market leader. Okay. Because this whole big new high was unconfirmed by a new high in momentum indicators. And these momentum indicators are going the other way. So I know I'm trying to act all like a fundamental guy and say, oh, well, MATIC this and that. The fact of the matter is the chart does not look great. Support, if it holds, awesome. Let someone else buy it. Maybe that should have been the title of the stream. Let someone else buy it. Let someone else prove this market's good. If they prove it's good, we'll go with it. If they don't prove it's good, then you get your event. Okay. Audience is up 20% on TikTok integration news. Okay. Audience is another classic example of something that you just got to stick with. Right. It's just an example of, like, you know, guys that were into this in the beginning, you know, stuck with it because you know what? It went all the way back to where it was in the beginning. I mean, the whole audio rally started, you know, February of 2021. You know, you get this classic altcoin mega move, and then you get this altcoin destruction. Everyone gives up on it. And this could be the bigger the base, the higher in the space, aka Web3 in music. Okay, Web3 in music. Okay, I promised somebody Hex. Okay, so if we look at Hex on a weekly chart, right? Okay, we're out of time. Hex at resistance, right? I'm taking resistance more seriously. If it gets through 0.07, it goes. All right, people, you are going to get directed over to Debate Crypto for altcoin or market update overtime as a part of their round table. I will see you either over there or tomorrow. Fingers crossed on the tech. We'll see you soon.